No, no, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home. It's been a long night here and a long night there, and these long, long legs are damn near everywhere. Hold up, now you look good. I will not lie, but if you ask where I'm staying tonight, I gotta be like, oh baby, no baby, you got me all wrong, baby. My baby's already got all of my love. So no, no, honey, I'm good. I can have another, but I probably.
Hello and welcome to the Fearless Knitter podcast. I'm Courtney, also known as Stitches Please on Ravelry and Instagram. This is episode 81 and today is August 4th, 2015. Cheyenne is already in bed, so it's just me. I am a week late, actually a week and a day, kind of. I don't know, I don't have really a set day. It's kind of like the beginning of the week. Um, but I'm a week late and that's because I had a finished object that needed to be blocked and I wanted to show it, otherwise I would have had nothing to show. So I figured I have to delay for a week, and now I have a lot to show, so that's good. Well, not a lot, but a lot for me, my standards. I've really had an unproductive 3 week, yeah, it's 3 weeks because I record every 2 weeks and I'm a week late, so 3 weeks. And I've done nothing. It's been hot. That's it. So let's jump right in then. I have an FO. I finished my Camp Loopy #2 project, which is good because it's, wow, I'm really bright now. That's my bad. Um, Let me turn down the brightness because that was really bright. Okay. I don't know, it's so bright. Sorry. Okay. Um, it's August, so it's a good thing that I finished that. And that's Glacier Point by Irish Girly Knits. There was a typo in there, and I had messaged the designer. She never messaged back, but I don't know. And I didn't write down anything in Ravelry, what needle sizes I used, or anything of that nature. So that's fun. I can tell you what needles I used because I used what the pattern said. US 6 4.0 millimeter needles. And this is it. All blocked and everything. Woo! I like my color choices. I am really have the hardest time picking two colors, so picking three was really, really difficult. But I think I did a good job. And I don't have to tags or anything. Okay, so the blue turquoise color, I'm pretty sure it's called Pool, and it's the Loopy U Solid Legends. The beigey sandy color is Putty, also Loopy U Legends, Solid Legend. And then the pink is, I believe, called Flamingo Pink and it's Cascade Heritage Sock. And it's not even the way I blocked it. Yeah, almost. But on my neck you won't be able to tell anyways. But I love the chevron. I'm so into chevron, like everybody else is. I love it. So that's done. So I finished that about 10 days early, and then it took me 10 days to block it. I didn't block it till like the night before. Like I think I washed it on the 30th and pinned it out on the 30th, and then on the 31st it was dry. And then I took my picture. But in the meanwhile, I was knitting on my low tide, well, Cheyenne's low tide, by Tin Can Knits. It's very difficult to show because there's strings and everything everywhere. But it's so pretty. I love it. The yarn is my very first yarn I bought in Maryland, Cheap and Wool. It's Dream and Color. No, not Classy. Starry, because it has glitter in it. In the Midnight Orchid color. How's the tag not in here? That's very, very weird. So I have no idea where the tag could have went. And I keep tags usually pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's Midnight Orchid. Give me a second and I will look. I think I kept better notes on that one. The low tide. Sundown Orchid. Dream in Color Starry. And I'm using US4 3.5mm needles. And if you're curious how it looks like, I think this is an adult version, but you'll get the point. There we go. So pretty. And I love it. I love the glitter and everything in it. And I'm using my Haya Sharps, which are my favorite needles to use. And then August 1st came, and I now have like yarn on my contact, which meant my last Camp Loopy project, which is a pattern that has to amaze you, which is a pattern that's been my cue forever. And 600, no, last was 600, this is 800 yards. So I'm knitting the Castle Pullover by Cecile Chloe McDonald. And you've probably seen it, like a lot of people have knitted this. But if you haven't, I love it. It's been in my queue. It's like one of the first pullovers that went in my queue when I decided that I can knit pullovers. And I'm using, I don't have any of the tags. That's an old tag. I don't have the tags, but I got the receipt from the Loopy. Malabrigo worsted in the Cabernet color, Cabernet, I want to say. And my skeins, I held all 4 together and they look like identical, like they're very close in color. I don't know what happened to this one. But this is my first ever hand-dyed, not yarn obviously, but in a sweater. So I decided I didn't want any surprises, especially on my Camp Loopy project, that it would be for the best if I alternated. And I really think they are identical, like they're very close. But you know, I'm on Instagram a lot. I watch podcasts. My hair is like doing, I kept it I have actually curly hair underneath straight hair. So my hair looks really kind of goofy right now. It's been a long day. Okay. I'm on Instagram a lot, and this is driving me crazy, I'm sorry. And I watch podcasts, and you always hear about these lovely people that had these horrible things happen to them where the skeins looked identical, but then once they took the picture, or once they went out in sunlight, you could see a line. I didn't want that to happen, so I thought, you know, alternating really takes 2 seconds to do, so I'm gonna do it. So it's the first time I'm doing it. I've been knitting with fingering weight and small needles for like forever. So knitting worsted weight yarn and size 7 needles is awesome. So yeah, I didn't tell you what size needles I was using, but I'm using size 7 needles, which is 4.5. 4.5, and then at some point you switch to 8s, which are 5.0 needles. So I've done a lot of work in just, today's the 4th, 4 days. I had a lot of knitting time this weekend, which was awesome. And this is kind of awkward to show at this point because I did a lot. And it really has no front or back, I don't think. But I did a lot. I already separated for the sleeves. Oh, I can't believe how much I did in 4 days. And I don't even think I knitted yesterday. No, I didn't. This was all Saturday, Sunday. And a little bit today. But yes. I am at the lace pattern already. You can't tell because I've only done like 3 rows. And I don't like counting stitches, but I do occasionally count. And before I separated for the sleeves, I think I didn't count, but it tells you, you know, put this many on a holder, which I just put them on my circular needle cables. But it tells you, you know, put that many on a holder, then knit this many, then put that many on a holder, then knit this many. So I would count how many I have on a holder, and then I would knit and count how many I was knitting to make the right amount. And then I counted again how many I put on the holder, and then I counted again how many I was knitting. That tells me I'm spot on. So then next row you do increases. I only had to do one increase. I did that. So I didn't count again. Well, I get to the lace pattern and I'm a stitch short at the very end. So I was like, what the heck? I didn't necessarily count my stitches before I started, but I should have had the right amount. Like, I don't know where the stitch went. I unknitted the lace row. I kept reading my stitches over and over and they were all right, so I don't know what happened. I undid it, counted my stitches, and I was a stitch short. I don't know where the stitch went. So I just increased another stitch instead of just doing that one. So I don't know if it was me or pattern. I don't know. But then I knitted the first lace row. I was fine. I knit the knit row. I'm fine. I go to the third row. I short stitch again. A stitch short again. A short stitch, yeah. I'm a stitch short again. At the same part. But this time I read my knitting and immediately figured out what the problem was. Because I'm alternating stitch. Okay, so the way I'm alternating, I looked up online how to alternate in the round, and it said to hold the one you're not using. If you don't know, Malabrigo worsted is a single ply, so you can kind of tell my tail is kind of getting frayed and looks not so pretty. But oh my god, it's so soft. It's the softest. It's a t-shirt, but it's gonna be kind of a hot t-shirt, so I think I'm gonna wear it more in the winter underneath the long sleeve shirt. But it's so soft. I love it. I love single ply yarns anyways because they have like the best stitch definition in my opinion. I didn't do a gauge swatch and I haven't checked if I got gauge, but I like the gauge I'm getting. It's kind of stretchy, but not see-through stretchy, and you have to wear a cami anyways because of the lace. So, and like I said, I'm probably gonna wear a long sleeve shirt underneath this. But what I was trying to say is, hold on, I'm trying to get this to work, but it's really not working. I hold the yarn, I'm not using in the front, and then when I get to it, I take the one from the back to the front, overlap them, and then take the one I'm not using but going to use to the back. Does that make sense? Like I'm doing a crisscross thingy. And the lace ends with a yarn over. So when I did the yarn over and then went to switch my yarns around for alternating, that yarn over fell right off because I wasn't paying attention, and that's what happens. Now that I know, well, what I did is I just moved I had 2 stitches left on the row that needed to be knitted where I knew I was short. So I knitted those, and then I took a crochet hook and kind of spread it where you see the ladders, and I skipped one ladder, went to the row where there should have been a yarn over. I picked up that ladder and kind of did like what you do when you drop a stitch, so that I have that hole where the yarn over should have been. So I did like a fake yarn over, or like you drop a stitch but a yarn over, instead of, you know, having to knit back where the yarn over should be. I hope this makes sense and maybe you learned something. I don't know. But yes, I'm so excited how much progress I did. Whee! Exciting. Alright. And that's all I have. No Cheyenne today. She was very much hooked on my iPad watching Barney. And yeah, she was hooked on watching Barney. A little bit of an update. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram on Cheyenne though. She's had a really bad cough. So we were given an inhaler, which scared the bejesus out of me. My husband said that he could literally see everything drop in my face when they said inhaler. I apparently turned really pale. I got sick to my stomach, I know that part. But he thought I was gonna faint. Because all I heard was, I didn't hear inhaler. I heard asthma, asthma, asthma. Your child is on an inhaler, nebulizer, everything for the rest of her life. That's what I heard. Apparently that's not what they said. She's on an inhaler. It's kind of rough. I hate it. My husband works a second job. He has to come home to help me with the inhaler because I just can't do it. Um, it's with a baby. I don't know if people know. They give you a mask you put over their face, and it has a chamber that comes out, and you spray the inhaler into the chamber, and it holds it there and has a filter. And when the baby goes, it goes into their lungs. How do you get a baby to go? You have to make them cry. Luckily, it's really not difficult when you have to pin down your kid in order to put a mask on their head. They're going to cry. Because that was my first response. You want me to make my baby cry? Are you nuts? And then they were like, well, think about it this way. You gotta hold it down to put the mask on her face and hold the mask on her face for a few seconds. What do you think is gonna happen? She's not gonna laugh. So, yeah. Hopefully, she hasn't coughed since, so that's really good. She only has to cough at nighttime, but she stopped coughing, so yay. Nothing worked. I tried every home remedy, humidifier, everything. She had a cold, and ever since she had the cold, the cough never stopped, and only at nighttime. But we're talking like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. It didn't matter. It wouldn't stop, and she would get to the point where she couldn't breathe. Um, and that's not fun. And so she's been on medicine for a long time, over-the-counter medicine. And I got to the point that I didn't want to give her medicine anymore, but she continued coughing, and it was for 3 weeks, and we didn't. Finally had to go to the doctor because I kept saying, I know it's from the cold, it has to go away. But yeah, the doctor thinks it's from the cold too. They don't think she has asthma because she has no issues during the day. She can run around and everything. It could be allergies, but it's just so coincidental that the cough came with a cold. Hopefully she's only on the inhaler for a couple more days. She was also on an antibiotic, which was done yesterday. So that's the update on that. If you follow me on Instagram and saw the scary picture of the scary inhaler. I don't have anything else. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post pretty much my whole life there. Alright, bye.
No, no, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home. It's been a